Hello, Earthling. I am Norin Rad, but others may call me the Silver Surfer. And I am here to tell you that Multi-Voice Reviewer is going to be reviewing my legacy. Even though he still mourns over the Guardians of the Galaxy and Disney firing James Gunn and what happened in the Infinity War. But I'm sure that his review would make him feel a little better. So, I must go.
Oh, hey everyone. It's been a while, hasn't it? Oh, thank goodness the snow melted. As you can see, I'm wearing a Guardians of the Galaxy shirt. Because I still mourn about what happened. About, Disney firing James Gunn. And what happened to most of the members of the Guardians on Infinity War. And I heard about the end game. It's quite promising, if you ask me. I mean, heck, I still have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2 on Blu-ray, and Doctor Strange. Of course, now I hear that they're going to plan on making a new Guardians of the Galaxy movie, a third volume, but they're not going to have James Gunn directing it. They're going to have another director. While James Gunn himself, DC hired him to direct the sequel to Suicide Squad. One thing I really have to say to Disney, that they're nothing but a bunch of big fat holes and the horse they rode in on. Oh yeah, and in case some of you are going to be asking me my thoughts on Captain Marvel, it does seem to be quite promising, especially Brie Larson playing the character, because I am familiar with Captain Marvel, and I hear a lot of people spouting out negativities about it. Some people saying it's awful, some people say it's good, and some people say that they're criticizing the movie because the actress said something controversial. Well, according to IMDb, it's like 6.1 out of 10. And on Rotten Tomatoes, it's about 83% fresh. So I don't know what they're complaining about, and I don't blame actors over their behavior, over their performance of the movie. Oh no. So, I'm gonna wait until this comes out on Blu-ray and DVD and see what I think. Now, what's my agenda? What am I gonna be reviewing? Oh, the Silver Surfer. Now that's a character who deserved to be in the Guardians. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment, will you? One of these days it's gonna be you and me, girl. Maybe not on Hollywood, but probably in BBC. If I ever went to London. Well, let's get started, shall we? Now, the Silver Surfer, what I have here, folks, you will be surprised. I have a Volume 1 graphic novel of the Silver Surfer. All 6 comics all together in one book. Got it at Barnes & Noble. They were pretty expensive, but worth it. Now, I cannot gonna tell you about all his stories, because some stories he meets Thor, some stories he meets Mephisto, and of course he meets other space monsters too. And of course he also met one of the cosmic beings. But this one isn't the first comic book introduced to Silver Surfer. Oh no. The Silver Surfer appeared in Fantastic Four number 48, where Yondu, the Watcher, went to Earth and warned the Fantastic Four about Galactus coming up, and the Silver Surfer showed up. And as the Silver Surfer scouting around for finding... You see, for those of you who don't know who Galactus is... Let's see. This is Galactus. Now, he's a giant being who feeds off planets. Now, he doesn't really, literally eat planets. Like, he just grabs a planet and go... No, he doesn't do that. What he does is he lands in our planet and suck up the energy and power. And after he's done, the planet will be destroyed. And he doesn't care about any living being in the planet. All he cares about is another planet for him to digest. That is all. And you thought Thanos was bad. And of course, when the Silver Surfer ended up on Earth, knowing what's going on, he meets Ben Grimm, aka the Thing's blind girlfriend, Alicia Masters. And at first, he thought it would be okay for him to destroy Earth, but she starts telling him that this planet is really important. There are living beings here, very important people in this planet. And that's when the Silver Surfer thought to himself, Alicia's right. This planet is perfect. So, the Silver Surfer decided to help the Fantastic Four to battle against Galactus, and Galactus hit the road. And after battling against Galactus, Galactus banished him from being his scout, and Galactus was like, since you love Earth so much, why don't you stay there? And then the Silver Surfer stayed on Earth. But some of you are wondering, what is his origin? Well, let's dig in his origin story and see what we think. Now, he didn't start out as a silver human being. It turns out that he is from a planet he's an alien from the planet Zenlar. And his name is Norrin Ran. And this is Norrin Ran, right there. That's what he looks like, and this is his planet. Now, being an explorer and such, he discovered that his planet is very peaceful and happy. Although, one thing I don't get, why are all the men in planet Xandar all bald, but all the women, they have head of hair? I don't know why. But it's a peaceful planet, and there his father, who's a scientist and peacemaker, who's trying to make peace for other civilizations to live in his planet. And of course, Norrin Ran, he thought that his planet is too peaceful that there's nothing for him to do. He wants to get into the battlefield, do some action and such, but his planet is so peaceful, there's nothing for him to do. And of course, he fell in love with a beautiful girl. Well, I can't show you in the comic, but I'll show you the picture of her. Her name is Shyla Ball. That's her. Not to be confused with Shia LaBeouf. Of course, the comic book was made way before he was known. Anyway, as it turns out, that there is great danger going on to his planet Zenlar. It's about to be destroyed because of Galactus. And there he is. Now, Rad, he tried to his father tried to reason with Galactus, but he ignored them. He's like, I don't care what you say, I'm hungry. Until Norrin Rad decided. He says, Dear Galactus, well, as you can see here, talking to Galactus and say, take me, let me be your scout, I'll find you planets for you to absorb. Spare my planet and take me. So Galactus took his offer, and he did leave his planet alone. And then Galactus, with his power, turned his entire body into a huge silver being called the Silver Surfer, and used him as a scout to find planets. So now he has the Silver Surfer with his surfing board to go out and throughout the galaxy to find more planets for him to have. Now, but he went back into Xenar, and she cannot believe what Galactus did to him. But if she cannot see him the way he is, he decided to leave his planet. So he keeps on scouring around the planet and forgot everything about his home planet. And of course, Galactus uses power to make him forget about his past. So, this is the Silver Surfer for you. Until a couple of times he finally did show up to his planet and met Shyla Bell a couple of times. Until I had this one comic here, where he finally met Shyla Ran, and she died. I don't know what number this... Oh. Silver Surfer number 11. And this one looks like the 90s version of it. So I guess she's gone. But he did have a love and loss, though. Like when he was on Earth, he briefly did had a thing with Alicia Masters, the blind girl, but sadly her loyalty remained with Ben Grimm, aka the Thing. But he still lives on planet Earth and being ridiculed by other people, some people saying that he's a freak. Oh yeah, and for those of you who are wondering about my thoughts about, a little update. I've seen the Roger Corman Fantastic Four movie. It was really good, actually. It's not as bad as I thought it was, so my apologies. This one was a lot better adaptation. It's just the special effects was kind of cheesy. Now, a little history. The Silver Surfer was created by the Godfather himself. You know, I think I should let this review be a tribute to him. It was created by the Godfather of Marvel Comics himself, Stan Lee.
That's right, true believers. I was the one who did the story of Fantastic Four. With a little help from Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby did a lot of artwork for my comic books. Until Jack Kirby quit being an artist for my comic books and started working for DC and therefore created the New Gods. Now, I think you better wait until Multi-Voice Reviewer explains to you what the New Gods are. But anyway, everybody kept asking me about the Silver Surfer. I mean, everybody kept telling me about him. How did I come up with him and all that? And some of people did ask me why. Why did I created a space alien with a cosmic power to fly in a surfboard? Well, it was simple. We were sick and tired of drawing spaceships. So I decided to create something that the Silver Surfer can ride on his surfboard. And there you go. Now, even though Jack Kirby left Marvel, Stan Lee still owned the Silver Surfer. And when he was creating the origin story about him, he didn't have Jack Kirby with him, but he has this other artist named John Buscemi. John Buscemi. He did the rest of the artwork for the Silver Surfer in the comic books. Now, of course, the comic book ended back in the 60s, until the, well, 60s and 70s, until back in the 1987, that's when they decided to create a brand new series of the Silver Surfer, where this time he's finally going back up to space, dealing with Galactus, and all of a sudden, meets a new love interest. His new love interest, this is her. Her name is Nova. She's actually an American who did the same thing like Nora and Rad did. Her name is Frankie Ray, and Galactus turned her into a scout until the Silver Surfer found her and started telling her that he needs to realize that there are planets that are not need to be devoured by Galactus. So now, Nova start learning more from the Surfer about emotions and such, something that she lost. And of course she was a member of the... But of course she wasn't the only scout. The Silver Surfer and Nova wasn't the only scout. There were all these people. There's the Fire Lord, well, among others, I cannot remember all their names. Even the Destroyer from Thor. They are all called the Herald of Galactus. But Galactus wasn't the only main bad guy that the Silver Surfer battled against. His arch nemesis, who was a member of the Herald, he goes by the name of Torax. You know, the one with the doomsday-looking beard and powerful axe that he carries. Torax and the Silver Surfer they've been arch enemies for a long time, and they always fought one another. Pretty much, Torax is like the Sabretooth to the Silver Surfer's Wolverine. And on 1992, they made the 50th anniversary, where the comic book issue is all chrome design, with a 3D pop way, in 1992. And of course, besides Alicia Masters and Shia LaBeouf, he also met other girls in his life. Heck, he even got into a relationship with Mantis. Yep, the same Mantis from the Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, I really do like Mantis. I really like her in the second movie. I mean, she has a personality of a child, but she has a really interesting gift and abilities. Every time when she touches people, she can sense their emotion and their past. And I do love the actress who played her. She's hot. So pretty much, the Silver Surfer and Mantis, they had a fling for a while. Until in the late 90s, they kind of ended the Silver Surfer. Now, of course, the Silver Surfer made an appearance in other years in other comic books. Until in 2014, a really good artist, which I do admire, he's a really, really great artist, who did the same artwork for iZombie and Madman, and he made his own version of the Fantastic Four, and among other things he done. Mike Aldred. Now, Mike Aldred, he's a really good artist, and therefore, where he made a brand new issue of the Silver Surfer. I mean, look at the artwork. It's really neat. I mean, it looks old-fashioned, but neat at the same time. And of course, in this version of the Silver Surfer, he meets another girl in his life. Now I don't know if she's a mutant or not. She was once a member of the X-Stakes, another comic book series that Mike created, where the Silver Surfer fell in love with this girl who wears this ladybug dress named Dawn Greenwood, and that's her. And throughout the comic book, Dawn Greenwood, she become the true love interest to the Silver Surfer. And then they did an issue where Dawn helped Silver Surfer turn back to his normal form. And they succeeded. And of course, he did end their issue when they both went old. They got old and passed away peacefully. But I bet sooner or later they're going to bring the Silver Surfer back. Because you can't keep a good superhero down. Now, I don't know about you, but I think the Silver Surfer deserved to appear in the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, heck, the Silver Surfer should have appeared in the Infinity War. But no, they didn't. But among with other franchises, Silver Surfer did appear in a couple of things. He appeared in the cartoon back in 1967 of the Fantastic Four, and then here he is in 1994 Fantastic Four. Now, one thing I did remember when I was a little kid, when it first came on at Fox, back then, Fox did own most of the Marvel superheroes. Back in 1998, they made an animated series of the Silver Surfer. It's the first time I got myself hooked to the Silver Surfer back in 1998. And I love the special effects and all, but they let his arch nemesis be Thanos instead of Thorax, which I think they should have him appear in. And even he did appear in a couple of modern animated series of superheroes. He even appeared in 2009, the Superhero Squad show. It's stupid. The show itself, it's ridiculous. But you know, they should have, I mean, the Silver Surfer did appear in Hulk, agent of Smash, but they should have him appear in the Guardians of the Galaxy animated series. I mean, it's bad enough they don't have him appear in Guardians of the Galaxy, but they really have to, but they avoid having the Silver appear in the Guardians. I mean, they should have him appear and also be a member. And to movies, Stan Lee did try to make a movie of the Silver Surfer, but instead they made a short video of the Silver Surfer made back in the 90s. But you can find it in Dusk channel on YouTube. It's a pretty neat show. It's where the Silver Surfer ended up on Earth, and he starts surfing around the sky until he sees a group of boys, starts bullying that one kid who has this huge Terminator action figure, and the Silver Surfer turned the Terminator into the Silver Surfer and flew off. And that was it. That was the only short they made. But much of my surprise, after the Jessica Alba Fantastic Four movie came out, in 2007, I mean, they made Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer. I don't know the actor who does the body acting, but good choice for the voice acting. They had Lawrence Fishburne doing the voice of the Silver Surfer. Which I have to say, it's pretty interesting. It's just too bad the movie wasn't all that good. Neither is all the other Fantastic Fours. I mean, my opinion, have the Silver Surfer appear in the Guardians of the Galaxy and make a solo. And of course, video games didn't go well too. Back then, when Nintendo was made, back in 1990, they made their first Silver Surfer video game, but sadly, the video game was terrible. If you ever watch Angry Video Game Nerd, he reviewed this game, and it is really bad. Really, really bad. And then they haven't had him appear in other games until I had this game, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, where you can pick up Silver Surfer and be a member of the team in the game, which is pretty cool. And of course, when Fantastic Four Rise of the Silver Surfer movie was made, they made a video game of it, but of course not a playable character. And right now, the Silver Surfer is in this game, Lego Marvel Superheroes. And I bet that he's in Marvel Lego Superheroes 2. It's just too bad I don't have a PS4, or I would buy it and play it, along with all the other Lego Superhero video games. Well, that is my review of the Silver Surfer. And this is Stan Lee telling you one thing. You know, it takes one person to make a difference. Enough said. Excelsior! Anyway, for those of you who likes this tribute and review of the Silver Surfer, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe. As for me, I don't know what's my next review. So, it's gonna be a while for me to think until I make it. So, later.
Well, I have to say, Multi-Voice Reviewer did a pretty good job reviewing about me and talk about me, and the legendary Stan Lee. He did a pretty good job of making my legacy soar. Well, like he said, leave a comment down below, hit like, and subscribe. As for me, I need to find a way to join the Avengers and the Guardians, so excuse me.